ki raro. Ka eke ki te ranga iwi ki ngā māwaka i taratara taku ki Rito o tonga nānake. Ka tū ai au i te pau ake rai o te ake tārewa mānini atu ki wai papa ki o ki te ākautangi. Ruku ruku au ki awa me taku tai ki te awa tai a ho ho. Hue te para ho ho. Hue te tāka kātou i o ki te papa marora taku uri taku aro ki te orere turere mai ki mātairangi. He manu mura mura mātai kura ko tiu tiu. Ki rarora ki wairere tungaru nurui, tungaru rora ki tu Aotearoa. Ti e ue ua kuai wai ki uto wai tangi. Tiri tiri a te marakai o wai ka uriki ka papa. Tui iwi wini tui wawana te kawana ti angara. Pake pake te watitiri ki runga uri wenua. Ki moere ai o kutu punei puke au ma te tuaranga tira te murura patu. Ka oki nei au ki tā kutuata i tanga ki te ranga iwi ki te atiawa. Ka noni noni tia ki runga i te muka tūtara ware o taku ware kōrero e. Nā mai ara mai ngā mani Rito arangi, ka au ki uta, ka au ki tae ke roto i te puka o te ware tāwi to te mātua te ngā ue. Whakatau mai rā.
E tia nei he toro a kārewa pū ko hupari tutu ātai ko tō kutu wakaihi ki te iti ki te rahi ki takuti ki amorangi hiki tia kei runga mātaki tia mai. E te tini e te manotu mai e rangi haparangi te kōrero whiua matawa o rata ka pauana. Papa tūwānu ku takahanga wai wai hōkai whakamua te ara pīhoi, te ara hiwi hiwi, te ara kuha pāwera reka reka kauana e. Anō nei te pai, anō nei te kite ngātu, me ngā kōrero o tēnei takiwa. Ka eke ki te ranga hiwi ki ngā haumāwa ke hi taratara taku, ki ri te hautongo ngā ngake. Ka tūwai au i te pau wakarai ko te ake tārewa manini atu ki waipapa hoki oiho ki te ākautangi. Ruku ruku au ki awa we taku tai ki runga i te awa tai a hu 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 e te para. Hu 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 e te taka. Ka tau ki te papo o maroro takahuri taku aro ki te orere atu rere mai ki runga o mātairangi he manu mura mura mō toi kura. Ko tiu tiu ki rarora ki waihi rere tūngaru nunui tūngaru roroa ki tu Aotearoa ti ehu aku wai wai ki runga o waitangi. Tiri tiri a te mārakai ki hauai ka huri ki kai papa tuihi wiwini tuihi wawana ki tua ki te kāwana tianara. Pake pake ana te whaitiri ki runga o hiri whenua e takoto mai nei. I mauhere ai o ki tūpuna ki runga o puki ahu. Mo te tūranga tira o te mururau patu i tū ki roto i ataranaki. Ka oki nei au ki taku tuatahitanga ki runga i te rau karamu. Ana nei ki runga te kunenga ki pure hurua. Ka noni noni tia ki te muka tūtara a whare. Hara mai ki te whare o toko maru e mihi nei. Hara mai, wakatau mai ra. Ka ere tonu rā ngā mei. Ka ere tonu rā ngā mei ki a tātou te me kira me hoki anō rā ki te wāhingaro tūātia te tangata. Te tini te mano ngā aitua kua pāhe motia ki runga i te aroaro o te tangata. O ki wairua mai rā koutou kia mihia. O ki wairua mai kia koutou kia tangihia. O ki wairua mai koutou ngā mate nui kua ngaro nei, i roto i ngā wiki, i roto i ngā marama, i roto i te tau. Koutou ki koutou, me te tirohanga ake, i rewa mai a puanga, māmatariki, ka kiti atu rā ki roto i te hunga, kia koe e te whanaunga, ngā tirangi, hara mai. O ki ora mai koe ki tō tātou, neke hanganui, ki te whanganui āta. Ko ngā kōrero i tapai nā tu rā koutou o te awa tupua. Ko piki mai rā wea tērā ko hāhā te whenua. Anō nei, ko ora anō te kaupapa ki roto te atata. Ka ruku hōhonu atu rā, anō nei. Ki ngā kāwai waka eke o te motu kua tai mai roto i tēnei ara wanaunga o tata. Ara mai rā. O ki wakamuri atu rā, taku haere ka kiti atu rā. I ngā pare kura nui, anō nei, ki tērā, ki ngā pare kura, kua riro atu, ki tō tātou kuia. Anō nei, ki tērā pā, ki roti a tērā wawaka. Mi tai ngātai ko koutou kua riro ki te ahi. E mamai tonu ana te ngākau, Enari, ko te aroha o te tangata. Ka tuku atu rā, Karakia, whakaaro nui, ki rātou mā. E tangi nei. E o te anora, ko te kaupapa kōrero, e te taonga e. Te rau aroha, anō nei, te taonga wakahi, anō nei, te kaupapa kōrero, te rangi nei, anō ko tātou kua taima. Ka kiti atu rā, ki roto i te tira haere nei, kua tai o te riua waikato, e roi matataku kai i te au i te pō, anō nei, ka mihi atu rā ki te riua waikato, kua tai, te kiua o te keteke, ara mai, piki mai, kake mai. Anō nei, ka kiti atu nei, te rahi o te tangata, o te motu. E whakarangatira anō, whakakanuhi mai ngā kaupapa pēnei nā, ana, pēra ki tō tātou wari ki nui a kuini ngā waihonu i te pō, e noho mai nei runga i tōna hurewa tapu, rire hau, pai marire. O te anora, nā te nui o te aroha, nā runga i te matapono o ngā manu wērua, a te whiti o rongo mai a tohu kākahi, ki runga i tō rāua, tō piki tanga morai, ko te pāhuatanga tēnei. Anō nei, ko tai mai, te tuarima o noema, anō nei ki te parihakatanga o ngā mātua o ngā tupuna. Kei waho rā tō tātou tiki, e aro atu rā ki te mau ngā tii tōhia, hei waka mā arātu, ki ngā hoia, anō nei, ki te iwi morehu, ki te parihakatanga. E o te anora, kia kore au e tōre o ngā mihi, o tāku e mihi nei ki koutou, a kai waka uwhi o te pō nei, o te ahi, tēnei ka mihi ake. Koutou kua tai a tinana mai ngā hau, e whā, o te tai tokerau, o te tai rāwhiti, o te tai tonga, ki te tai hauauru. Tēnā, te ātāhu o tēnei ahi, kia whakahirehira anō o te tangata, kia whakahakoa i te ngākau o te tangata, anō nei, te pua waitanga ko tātou. Me te aroha nui o te tangata, mo te rangi nei, huri rauna i tō tātou piringa. Waihora mo tō tātou ngiri anō, tōna wakautu, nō reira, huri rauna i tō tātou piringa, tēnā kūtau, kāti kia runga tātou ka.
E ngā iwi o te motu nei, e raukurara tēnei, e titia nei e te ati awa, i te rahi te katoa. E ngā iwi o te motu nei, no i ara te wenua nei, mana ki te ara ngā iwi, i te rahi te katoa. Kua tu a te witi, no rungai ana mai pai, no rungai ana mai tika, i tōna ngā kaupai.
Kia hoki rā ki ngā toko o ngā kōrero, ko Māui tiki a taranga, kei runga, ana, kei raro, ko Māui pōmare. I te rangi nei, ka waihora ngā kupu kōrero i kionei, ko taku raukura manu i te aki te ao, tēnā koutou, ka tiki anō tātou kati.
E te mana whenua te Aotearoa, tēnā koutou. Ena mana, ena reo, ena mātā waka o te motu. Nau mai, piki mai, haere mai. Haere mai ki te runga i te kaupapa whakahira o tēnei rā. Te Whatu Kairangi o Akoa Aotearoa. Ena kaikaranga, tēnā kōrua. E te kai kōrero, Kurt, tēnā koe mō tō kōrero atāhua. Tēnā koutou nā kai akoa, kua eki ki te taumata o te whakakoa. Ka nui te mihi, ka nui te araha kia koutou katoa. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, nā mihi nui kia koutou katoa.
Tēnā koe nā.
Ko Derek Ahau, Derek McCormack, and it is my privilege to welcome you all, to add my welcome to the very warm welcome that we have had to this very prestigious occasion. And I welcome you as the co-chair of Akoa Aotearoa. I welcome you on behalf of others, the co-chair with me, Associate Professor Megan Hall, and the acting director, Karina Gestro-Best, who are with me on the stage. I also welcome you on behalf of the whole board of Akoa Aotearoa and the members of staff who have worked so hard to bring this occasion together, this prestigious occasion this afternoon. Today we celebrate the 24th formal recognition of National Tertiary Teaching Excellence with the 2025 Te Whatu Kairangi ceremony. This will be the last ceremony hosted by Akoa Aotearoa, but certainly not the least, and hopefully not the last national celebration and recognition of individuals and teams who have been outstanding in their commitment to excellence, to their craft as educators, and to the successful learning of their students and ākonga. And so I give a special welcome to the 2025 award winners. We say congratulations. You have reached the heights and are still striving to climb beyond. So at the very beginning of the ceremony, let's give all the award winners a rousing round of applause and congratulations and recognition of the work that they have done to come here today. In welcoming the winners of the awards tonight, I also want to acknowledge and welcome those who have come with them to share in this moment of high honour, whānau, friends and colleagues. I'm sure that many of you, in some ways, have shared the highs and lows of the teaching work over the years and have provided something that has added to the excellence that we celebrate today. There are also some senior representatives of organisations that work to support education in our nation, and I'd like to acknowledge those that are here. There are people from TEC, there are leaders of universities and organisations, and I thank you for joining us in this celebration this afternoon. There are two important people who can't be here with us tonight that I must acknowledge. The two people who send their greetings and whose messages we will hear shortly. The Prime Minister, the Honourable Christopher Luxon, whose title and mana add to the Supreme Award each year, the Prime Minister's Award for the Educator of the Year. And of course our own Minister, the Honourable Penny Simmonds. Neither of them have been able to gain leave to join us, unfortunately, but they do send messages, which, as I say, we will hear shortly. Teaching is the key task of the tertiary education organisation. It provides individuals with stimulating, inspiring and equitable education that benefits the individual, but so much more as well. More than benefiting whānau, more than benefiting communities. When well-resourced and properly supported, tertiary education contributes to making a just and cohesive society. Tertiary education works to make us a capable nation, and tertiary teaching boosts us to be an aspirational people. It is important at this and occasions like it that we acknowledge not just the individual efforts of teachers, but also the institutions and organisations that have supported and worked diligently to create the environments for excellent teaching. This takes leadership, resourcing, and ongoing commitment, and needs to be better recognised in our national tertiary policy and funding structures. Many of those we celebrate today have declared the help they received from specialist staff and structures supporting teaching and educational development within their institutions and organisations. And those services and structures are a central part of the dynamic that leads to what we celebrate this afternoon. For the last 3 years, I have had the privilege of chairing the selection panel for the Whatu Kairangi Awards. It has been inspiring reading the nominations and profiles, and often a seemingly impossible task to sort the winners from amongst so many worthy nominations. Joining me in this task have been a large cast of reviewers, panel members who have spent many hours reading, considering, reviewing and debating. But in addition to that, I have seen the work behind the scenes that goes into mounting the awards by the staff team at Aotearoa. Today, I would like to specially acknowledge with thanks John Milne and his colleagues who have done much over the years not only to run the awards, but to refine and advance their scope and impact. Our celebration today is a fitting high point, coinciding as it does with Guy Fawkes Night, as we come to the closing of another academic year. It is the national recognition of the work of thousands of tertiary teachers which we celebrate today, and we do this by honouring outstanding exemplars of their professionalism and craft, their care and commitment to the hundreds of thousands of young people and older people of Aotearoa that they build up and enrich with knowledge, capability, understanding and aspiration. Again, my welcome to the 2025 Te Whatu Kairangi National Educator Awards, and congratulations to the winners. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, huri noa, tēnā rā tātou katoa. Anoa, tēnā koutou katoa.
Tēnā koutou katoa, tā lofa lava, mā roelelei, kia ora ana, whakalofalahi atu, bula vinaka. Warm Pacific greetings and good afternoon. My name is Saylene Tanielu-Ulberg.
And in the spirit of inclusion, bonjour, hey, konnichiwa, namaste, niha. How can you gave me all the hard ones? My gosh. Hu de middag, madangdung hasbonpo, shub doperhaya, assalam o alaikum, buenas tardes, and g'day, what's up? Hey, I'm Pale in the Whare. We're here on behalf of Ako Aotearoa, and it's our absolute honour and privilege to serve you as our MCs for Te Whatu Kairangi Aotearoa's Tertiary Educator Awards for 2025.
Awesome. Before we continue, we'd like to acknowledge our mana whenua, Ali Haupapa and Kurt Komene from Taranaki Whānui. And we'd like to acknowledge Gillian Dudgeon and Peter Young from the TEC, Provost Professor Giselle Burns and Paula Amundsen from Massey University. We'd also like to acknowledge Shannon Halbert, the Labour Party Tertiary Education spokesperson who's with us today, and also our acknowledgements to the Ako Aotearoa Board co-chairs Derek McCormick and Megan Hall, who are with Associate Professor Megan Hall with us, our Ako Aotearoa Director Karina Jestro Best, and to the fabulous Ako Aotearoa team. We want to acknowledge our 2024 Prime Minister Educator Awardee from 2024, Kerry Davis, who is with us today. And we'd like to also acknowledge iSign, Deaf Aotearoa, who are signing for us today. We welcome NZQA representatives, ACE Aotearoa, Concove, the awardee organisations and institutions, and the reviewers of Te Whatu Kairangi Awards. But most of all, we'd like to welcome our special award winners today and your families, whānau, ainga, family and friends who have travelled to share this special day.
Are they all here, Saylene?
Are we all here? How many people travelled here from outside of Wellington? Just a show of hands.
Look
Nice.
at that.
Fantastic.
You realise we could run the whole Ministry of Education with just these people here, Saylene. We don't need a government at all.
Ooh.
Do we? It's all here. Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, why don't you turn to the person next to you and say, you look amazing, what's your secret? And go.
Wonderful. You all look amazing, thank you. Today we want to recognise and elevate excellence in tertiary and vocational education, excellence of heart, intellect, service and impact. Te Whatu Kairangi Awards ceremony is about people who don't just teach content, it's about those who inspire and motivate others. They unlock futures, they shift systems, they restore identity and they build leaders. So Pale, when did these awards begin?
Funny you should ask. These awards began in June 2002, the very first National Tertiary Teaching Excellence Awards in Aotearoa, hosted here at Parliament and introduced by Steve Mahari. He was then the Associate Minister of Education and Tertiary Education. And since then, more than 320 educators and trainers have been recognised. So Saylene, worth a round of applause. So when did Ako Aotearoa take on these awards?
Okay, so actually in 2007, Ako Aotearoa took on stewardship of these awards and has carried them for the past 18 years.
Wow.
In 2010, the Kaupapa Māori award category was introduced. And in 2022, the awards evolved into Te Whatu Kairangi,
nice.
Explicitly naming excellence in Māori Pacific disability, language, equity, hauora, innovation, leadership and partnership.
Nice.
So Pale, what have been the newest additions to Te Whatu Kairangi Awards?
Funny you should ask. In 2023, we saw the very first Le Moana Mua Award to uplift Pacific excellence. Pacific excellence, yeah. Thank you. And in 2024, Te Tohu Reo Māori was introduced for outstanding teaching of Te Reo Māori. So when we call the awardees, here's a little clap for. Lucky it wasn't Tongans, otherwise they would always raise a red flag, I tell you. So, when we call the awardees' names today, Saylene, we are not just listing achievements, we are also witnessing legacy and obligations. Folks, it's with great pleasure that I introduce our very first speaker, the Minister for Vocational Education, Minister Penny Simmonds. Penny is dedicated to enhancing skills development and increasing opportunities for learners across Aotearoa. With a strong background in education and community development, she had worked tirelessly to bridge the gap between traditional learning and the practical skill sets required in today's vocational education. Now, Penny is unable to be with us in person, but she has prepared a message just for us on screen. Please make her feel welcome.
Kia ora tātou, my warmest greetings to you all and my sincere apologies that I can't be with you in person today. I'm very pleased to share these remarks with you as we celebrate excellence in tertiary teaching at Te Whatu Kairangi Aotearoa Tertiary Educator Awards. To the Aotearoa Board Co-Chairs, Associate Professor Megan Hall and Derek McCormack, and to Director Karina Gestro-Best, thank you for your leadership. My thanks also to Massey University's Vice-Chancellor Professor Jan Thomas and Provost Professor Giselle Burns for your oversight and support of these awards. These awards bring together educators from across New Zealand's diverse and vibrant tertiary sector, from wānanga, polytechnics, universities, industry training organisations, adult and community learning centres, private training establishments and workplaces. Great teaching relies on skill, consistency and care. The educators we recognise today demonstrate those qualities every day. Today we celebrate and acknowledge the professionalism, dedication and contribution you make to your learners, to your communities and to New Zealand. Ensuring our workforce can adapt and thrive in a rapidly changing world depends on both excellent teaching and a strong vocational education and training system. Vocational education in New Zealand has been through a turbulent time over the past few years, with an unfortunate foray into centralisation that didn't work for regions or industries, as well as being a financial disaster. Yet vocational education and training is one of the most important tools we have to grow our economy, support local jobs and give New Zealanders practical pathways into meaningful work. That's why the government is making the necessary changes to rebuild a system that works for learners, for industry, employers and New Zealand's future. We have passed legislation to disestablish Te Pukenga and the Workforce Development Councils, enable a more agile network of institutes of technology and polytechnics, either as standalone entities or as part of a federation, and establish industry skill boards to better support work-based learning and ensure qualifications are relevant. From 1 January 2026, 8 new industry skills boards will replace the current Workforce Development Councils. Led by industry experts, they will give employers and professionals a direct role in shaping qualifications, overseeing quality, setting standards and endorsing providers. The ISBs will also lead strategic workforce planning and give advice to the Tertiary Education Commission so public funding supports the right training in the right areas at the right time. Also from 1 January 2026, 10 regionally governed polytechnics will be re-established, with 4 more considered in the new year. This puts decision making back where it belongs, with local people who understand what skills their communities and employers actually need. We are also introducing a federation model to connect member polytechnics nationally and allowing them to share blended and online delivery academic expertise and back office services. Together, these reforms will deliver a vocational education and training system that is industry-driven, locally led and regionally responsive. A system that is flexible enough to meet the needs of learners and employers now and in the future, with hands-on learning that's practical, purposeful and connected to real work. And nowhere is the value of this system more evident than in the work of today's award recipients. You open doors, you build confidence, you ignite curiosity, you help people imagine new possibilities for themselves and their families. Your work strengthens communities, workplaces, industries, and our economy. To all of today's award recipients, my warmest congratulations. I hope you take a moment to reflect on the many lives you have influenced and the many more you will inspire. To your colleagues, institutions and the families who support you, thank you. Your encouragement and support makes a real difference. Enjoy today's celebrations. Thank you.
That clap wasn't very loud. Sorry, is it something I said? Thank you, Minister Simmonds. Whilst we're here, it's been tough for you. It's been tougher for all of us as we together navigate the landscape of education. As I said earlier on, the answers are in this room. Alongside our awardees, staff, and communities, we continue to celebrate the success for all. And together we can provide the solutions for our system, education system, moving forward. We're going to start now with our first awards for the afternoon. It's the Le Moana Mua Awards. They put Pacific right out the front there. And Le Moana Mua is the award that honours transformative Pacific-led practice in tertiary education. This year, Le Moana Mua Award is being presented to two phenomenal recipients. Our first recipient is Associate Professor Lefaoali'i Dion Enari from Unitec, who is the first Pacific Associate Professor at Unitec. He's almost as good looking as I am, isn't he? Yeah. Our first recipient, he teaches with an unapologetically Pacific worldview, redesigning every course he touches to embed Indigenous models, Te Tiriti principles, and Pacific knowledge as strengths, not deficits. He tells every Pacific learner, your culture is not baggage, it's your competitive advantage. He holds the students to high standards while surrounding them with deep pastoral care and cultural safety. His students say, Sir doesn't just teach me, he knows where I'm trying to go. His mission is clear. Every Pacific graduate is another victory for our people. A round of applause for Dion as he comes to share.
Angi le matangi, angi angi lunga, angi lalo, angi folao. Angi le matangi, angi lunga, angi lalo, angi folao. I greet you as a New Zealand-born Samoan who has lived in Australia and Samoa. I greet you as a child of Housing Commission New Zealand and Government Housing Queensland. I greet you as a high school failure. I greet you as a high orator chief from the village of Lepa. I greet you as a BA, MA and PhD holder. I greet you as the dream of grandmother Sawai Josefa Enari and Kiki Caroline Lucy Evelyn Lankildi Purcell. I greet you as the blood, sweat and sacrifice of double migrant parents from Samoa to New Zealand to Australia, Malai o le la, Adao e Enari, and Fa'alafi tele Faupapa e Enari. I greet you as the eldest brother of Loveni, Herman and Sotiaka, and stand here before you all as a servant of my people forever and ever. Having lived here in New Zealand for 4 years now, after living away for 21 years, has been a journey. I am grateful for all those who have helped me along the way, however big or however small. Thank you to my Unitec fam, Professor Martin Carroll and Pesita Lotu I Inga. Shout out to Chanel Aumua for helping me write my portfolio. She wrote the last winning one last year, so you got to get her write your portfolio for you. The Centre of Pacific Success, Ngā Waia Te Tui fam and School of Social Practice. Special shout out to Associate Professor Byron Rangiwai for showing me how amazing Unitec is and everyone in it. Shout out to my Carver brothers. You guys came in my life at the right time. Free my brother Ata. Thank you to the Pro Vice Chancellor Pacific AUT Anganoa Professor Yakoba Matapo and Seo Ta'awhili Associate Professor Patrick Thompson for your mentorship. Thank you to all my Enari and Purcell family. Special shout out to my family, Sharon Televave, Frank Farani, Constable Valentino La'aloni, Sarah Tuilaepa, Rita and Auntie Lopa Enari, for constantly checking up on me and reminding me everything will be okay. Shout out to my cousin Nikki and niece Haani who are here today. To my students, past and present, I love you all dearly. I can teach you all I know, but I can't instill hustle and hunger in you. Only you can do that. Use that hunger to take all that you can. I'll be here to support you every step of the way. I leave you all with my final words from my former mentor, the late Professor Haunani K. Trask, when she said, "My life is an example to my students, my whole life. It's not just something you do in the classroom. That's education. Did somebody struggle, fight, kick ass, and continue to do it? Yes. They don't, yes, they need that. Students need to see people who go on. Enough already of all these people who die young. We don't need that anymore. We don't need people who are martyrs. We need people who are survivors, and I'm a survivor. Whaftai.
Maro lava. I'd like to invite our next Le Moana Mua recipient forward from Waipapa Taumatarau, University of Auckland, Dr. Moeata Keil. Dr. Moeata Keil is a phenomenal educator whose teaching practice is both transformative and deeply student-centred. She ensures that Māori and Pacific students see themselves reflected in the curriculum. Her students describe her as someone who truly cares for their learning, their well-being, and their futures. Through her strengths-based and inclusive approach, she reminds us that no one gets left behind. Today we honour Dr. Moeata Keil for her unwavering tautua, her leadership, and her phenomenal impact on Pacific education. Mā lo lava le tauiwi, mā lo le whaasoa, mā lo le tautua. Please join us in congratulating Dr. Moeata Keil.
Thank you, Dion, for setting the bar so high and contributing to my nerves. Talafa lava malo soifua whaaftaitele lava. I feel truly honored and humbled to have my teaching recognized through the Le Moana Mua Award. When I got the news that I'd received the award, I was actually in Wellington in a taxi, and even though it said I wasn't allowed to tell anyone, of course I called my mother straight away. And I said, but you can't tell anyone. My mother was obviously full of so much pride and so much excitement, and she said through all of her rush of, oh my goodness, can I put it on Facebook? I said, no. She said, and it really resonated and struck a chord with me, she said, and you're just a little girl from Waimea, and that's the village where I grew up. And so that's sort of been something that I've held with me. Growing up in Samoa, doing all of my schooling in Samoa, I truly never imagined that one day I would be an educator here in Aotearoa, New Zealand, least of all to win an award, a prestigious award like this. And so reflecting back and thinking about, I've had so many influential teachers that have contributed to first me as a learner and now to me as a teacher. From my primary school teacher at Peace Chapel, Suzanne, to my favorite high school teacher, Mrs. Fale Tomane, to various university lecturers, thinking about my mentor and supervisor, Vivian Elizabeth. They've all really contributed and taught me different aspects of things that I want to emulate through my own teaching. So I'm immensely grateful to them. And then serendipitously, on my flight this morning to Wellington, who happens to be sitting next to me but my primary school principal at Peace Chapel, I know, in Samoa, principal in opposite the aisle right next to me, Dr. Rewen Si'ilata. So of course I proudly said, and she said, I'm so proud, you know, having a Peace Chapel graduate. Yeah, so it just felt like a really meaningful moment, and yeah, it just felt like I'm at the right place at the right time, or where I'm supposed to be. And where's my segue? Okay. And so I really want to take the moment to just really acknowledge all of the wonderful teachers who have contributed to my journey and who have brought me here. I also, of course, am so thankful for my family, my parents, the sacrifice, the dreams they had. I cry when I think about my parents. But the dreams they had. Of course, I think about my husband, my children, and a special shout out to my little boy, my 3-year-old son, who actually rolled off the bed and broke his clavicle on Sunday, which is why I don't have family here supporting me. So a special shout out to Rito. Yeah, I am a very proud Samoa. I am very grateful to have such a rich culture that I draw from and that I center in my teaching. Yeah, so, and also, of course, a very special thank you to Ako Aotearoa, yeah, for this opportunity. Whakataitele lava.
Le Moana Mua acknowledges specific excellence, and we honour both of you very much today. It's funny, if you tell your mother and she's Palangi, it's likely to be spread out to your neighbours. But if you're Samoan and you tell your mother, it spreads out to the world. So that's how the gossip happens in our communities. Ladies and gentlemen, our next award is the Te Tohu Reo Māori Excellence in Teaching Te Reo Māori. Our Te Tohu Reo Māori recipient is Haani Huata Ellen. Haani stands as a pillar of real revitalisation and leadership. For nearly 4 decades, she has nurtured generations of speakers across Aotearoa's tertiary institutions, from Waikato to Canterbury, Ara, and now Te Wānanga o Aotearoa, with one uncompromising aim: to bring Te Reo Māori back to the home as the first language of the whānau. Her teaching embodies aroha, excellence, and through her mahi, countless whānau now live, breathe, and raise their children in the reo. Former students say, it is in her heart that you will find the aroha that keeps te reo alive in us. Her impact can literally be heard in the next generation, tamariki now raised in te reo because their parents sat in her class. Today we honour Haani Huata Ellen, a true guardian of te reo, our culture and our future. Please come forward.
Whakaoko e te rau, he aha te kare aroto, patainga no whea te reo, ka hoki tēnei anō au, titiro whakarotora, no haua ke te maurira, ka tira no whea te reo, ka hoki tēnei anō au. Tēnā koutou, tuatahi, I'm actually just going to ask my whānau to start walking up while I'm speaking, just in case takes mum a wee bit to get here. Hui anō, tuatahi e mihi ana ki te haukainga, kia Kurt mā, nā rātou anō tātou I whakatau I te rangi nei. I raro I te maru o te maunga tītoia, tēnei anō te hikiwai o te kete, e mihi atu nei kia koutou. I te nui o te aroha, ko tuku atu me ki ngā rāwaho ki ngā manene noho nei ki runga I tō koutou whenua. Nō reira, tēnei anō te mihi. Kia koutou ako Aotearoa, I te kōrau kia Julie mua me tana whakamahara mai I ahau. Ka pai tō whakamahara mai I te reo Māori, me. Sorry. Tana whakamahara mai nei I ahau, I tūau ki te kouwhau I te tuia te ako tuatahi, I te rua mano māiwa. Nō reira, e mihi ana ki ako Aotearoa I te roanga o te noho hei tautoko, hei whakapakari, hei whakangungu I ngā kaiako o te motu. Ki te kore tēnei wāhanga, ka kore wētehi e whai wāhi, engari mena ka hara mai ki te wānanga Aotearoa, kai reira te whakangungu. Tēnei anō e tuku nei I taku reo, ka pēnei hoki taku kōrero, and I actually say it to those that come in front of me at the wānanga. My disclaimer is that I may slip into te reo Māori and I make no apologies for that. Nau mai ki Aotearoa, nau mai ki te wānanga Aotearoa, e tū nei, e noho ake nei. Nō reira, I ki atu au ki taku māma, so I wasn't one that prepared, I didn't read that part of the email. Don't take that as an indication of my practice. Hoi anō I kia ki taku māma, oh, Mum, ka rua miniti pia te te kōrero. She goes, ka whakapau tērā ki te mihi. Nō reira, ai. Tēnei anō au me ki he uri, he hua no te whare wānanga o Waikato. Mai. Ko taku māma I te whare wānanga o Waikato, ko mātou ana tamariki, ka noho ki ana reke. Huri atu ki ngā mokopuna nui nei, maha nei, me ngā mokopuna tuarua, ka puta hoki te ihu I te whare wānanga o Waikato. Engari, ko te toko maha I nāi e noho hei kaimahi, hei kaihoi I te wakamātauranga o te wānanga o Aotearoa. Nō reira, tēnei hoki au e whakatairanga nei I taku wānanga. Ki te kura toroa, Evie O'Brien, e mihi ana ki ai te nui o tana whakapono mai ki au. Nāna taku tono I tautoko. Ki te kore tērā tautoko, ka kore pēau e tū I te rānei. Tuarua anō I te wānanga o Aotearoa, ki taku boss. Kai te pēnei au, nā te mea, nāna taku ingoa I tuku, ki te kete, nā te mea he tauira oku no mua. I au I te ara, but it was CPIT te puna wānaka then. Hui anō, nāku anō ia me tana tira I wepu. Nāku hoki anō rātou I whakamātau, kia ki te pēhea nei tēnei te whakatū I tētahi tohu paitahi reo Māori. Kei te kite au I tētahi anō I whakapono mai ki au I tana tō mai au ki te puna wānaka, ana ko Megan tērā, ko Māua tērā I te awa e whāngai nei I te reo. Huri atu ki te whare wānanga o Waitaha, kei konei a Jeanette King, Dr. Jeanette King, ana, koia tonu, me tana wairua ngākau Māori. I noho hei tino hoa ki taku māma. He hoa tonu. Ki taku prata, ana kōrua tahi, ne, tērā kōrero I say, push them forward and get out of the way. Kai te pēnā tātou. Ki a tātou tamariki, mokopuna engari e te prata, ki te kore koe, ki te kore kōrua, e whakapono nei ki te kaupapa, ka kore pēnei te tū o te pakari o te wānanga o Aotearoa. So I just want to mihi to one of our former pauhere, who's still so well loved, and his wife, for everything that they did. Without them, I wouldn't be standing here today either, I te wānanga o Aotearoa. Hui anō, ko taku mihi ki taku whānau waihoko rātou ki muri. Engari, ko taku māma, can you just be upstanding, please? I'm just going to do a bit of a flex. Ko taku māma tēnei Dr. Terita Pepish, ka tahi anō ka whakawhiwhia ki ngā takahoa te aparangi. Nō reira, I just wanted to put that out there that my mum has just become a companion of the Royal Te Aparanga Society. So, for that, for that. And I'm going to say, out of a question that we were asked, what do we think makes us great or makes us the best educator in the country? Because I don't think I'm the best. There's some that are way better than me. I just was lucky. That's who you should ask, not me. Those are very uncomfortable questions to answer about ourselves. Hui anō, kei konei te hua, ko taku hoa rangatira te, my husband, me tā māua pōtiki konei. Anei te reo, ko ngā reanga e whai nai nei I taku whānau. Me ngā whānau maha o te motu. E mihi hoki ana ki taku kura, reki, e pupuru tonu nei te Māori o te reo, ki ngā tai a te whare kura, nā rātou anō aku tamariki a māua, tamariki whakapakari, me ngā tamariki o wēnei e noho nei. Nō reira, e mihi ana, and to the former kaimahi, Honourable Shannon Halbert, boop, 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 ka pai. All our former kaimahi and tauira of Te Wānanga Aotearoa, current that are just graduating shortly. E mihi ana kia koutou, I tēnei āhuatanga, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa.
Please help me in congratulating Haani, Huata, Ellen from Te Wānanga o Aotearoa as this year's Te Tohu Reo Māori Award recipient. Our next category, Kaupapa Māori Individual Award, recognises excellence in teaching that is grounded in Māori worldviews and that advances equity and tiro rangatiratanga in real terms. Could you please help me in congratulating Associate Professor Melissa McLeod from the University of Otago. Associate Professor Melissa McLeod is a public health physician and kaupapa Māori that's a big word, epidemiologist, whose teaching is described as by colleagues as transformational and a beacon. She is thought to be one of the only epidemiologists in Aotearoa, delivering general epidemiology through a kaupapa Māori lens, challenging bias, naming racism as a driver of health inequity, and insisting on Māori rights to health under te tiriti. Her approach blends evidence, humour, deep care, and absolute clarity about justice. Māori students' pass rates in key epidemiology courses that she convenes have reached 100%. A reversal of historic inequity. Please congratulate Associate Professor Melissa McLeod from the University of Otago as the Te Whatu Kairangi 2025 Kaupapa Māori Individual Recipient.
Sorry, I just got my notes. Kei ngā manukura, kei ngā marae kura, kei ngā monga whakahi o te motu tēnā koutou. E mihi ana ki te mana whenua o tēnei rohi, kei te mihi, kei te mihi, kei te mihi. Nō reira tēnā koutou katoa. Ko wai tēnei, ko Melissa McLeod ahau. He uri ahau no ngā tuahuriri o Kaitahu. I want to thank by beginning Aku Aotearoa for this award, but actually more importantly for their 18 years of service and hard mahi. We appreciate you. Kia kaha. I also want to thank Otago Whakaihu Waka, or the University of Otago. Thank you for giving me a job that I absolutely love, but also for believing in me enough to nominate me for this award. And finally, friends, colleagues, whānau and tauira, thank you for continuing to walk alongside me on our journey to create a health system that embodies te tiriti o Waitangi and delivers for our Māori whānau. Mō tātou a, mō ka uri a muri ake nei. Tēnā koutou.
Wonderful. Our next award is the Kaupapa Māori Group Award. The Kaupapa Māori Group Award goes to a collective whose teaching grows leaders rooted in mana motuhake and tino rangatiratanga. This award this year, and please help me welcome them, the Master of Māori and Indigenous Leadership Team, which includes Associate Professor Garrett Cooper, Associate Professor Sasha McMeeking, Jamie Happy, and Liam Grant from Te Whare Wānanga or Waitaha, or the University of Canterbury. Please make them feel welcome. So this team leads the Master of Māori and Indigenous Leadership, a program described as a game changer, not because it teaches leadership in theory, but because it grows leaders in service to their whānau, hapu, iwi, and Indigenous nations. Their teaching is marae-based. It's relational, unapologetically political, and grounded in tino rangatiratanga. Graduates are already reshaping policy, leading iwi strategy, pursuing doctoral study, and building futures on their own terms. The team says, our job is not to make change for you, it's to equip you to advance mana motuhake in your own community. This is a system shift. Please congratulate again Master of Māori and Indigenous Leadership Team as they come forward to share.
Tēnā rā koutou, tuatahi kei te mihi ki a koutou te haukaika, ki o koutou e nā maunga whakahi kua hara mai nei, e rere ana nā mihi mata kui kui. Ki o koutou, o kuhua, kanutumi aroha. I get the privilege to stand here to graciously say thank you for a job I no longer hold and a program I am lonely for every day. Because the MMIL grew out of many people's legacies and many people's dreams. And in the same way that it takes a village to raise a baby, it takes a village to raise a program that's committed to purpose. So having our village, or at least some of our village, we've got some ghost mates today as well, as you can see here. It fills my heart to overflowing. It makes me wish I'd remembered my tissues. Because part of the genesis of this program is it shared a pregnancy with my tamahine, who's looking very comfortable. And that meant that the first part of our village grew when had the great joy of Bentham and Kate saying yes to coming and taking this baby over while I had the real baby, who then came to the first couple of years as wānanga as our honorary teacher. And over time, those people who believe, who battle and push boundaries, those people who build the future gravitated to this program. Because this program is about a movement. And I thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I thank Ako Aotearoa at this particularly poignant awards ceremony for your belief in us as we have tried to convey belief in our own. And it's never seemed more important to have something that is designed to grow and nurture the movement of mana motuhake at a time when our government dismantles the infrastructure that generations have built, that lives' works are being taken away from us. We know from Haani's beautiful intergenerational stand just a moment ago that while that infrastructure might go, the dreams and the capabilities do not. Because as much as the system might constrain us for a time, what is guaranteed is we will out-imagine it. We will out-imagine constraints. We will out-hope those times that see darkness. We might be in some now, as the minister's somewhat off-base comments indicate. Because that is what mana motuhake is. Mana motuhake is the ability and the persistence and the absolute immovability of being futures makers. So thank you to all those who have contributed to futures building. Thank you for those who have seen the value in backing those who make the change in our communities that matter most. So nā reira, tēnā rā koutou.
The 5 R's: relationships, responsibility, reciprocity, redistribution, and respect. That's what we were talking. That's what we were singing about. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations again to the Master of Māori and Indigenous Leadership Team. Our next set of awards celebrates the individual excellence in innovation, inclusion, curriculum design and student impact across Aotearoa's tertiary sector. And this year we have 3 recipients in this category. The first recipient of Te Whatu Kairangi General Individual Award goes to Associate Professor Antonie of the University of Otago. For over 30 years, Associate Professor Antonie has pushed language learning forward, from early internet forums to podcasting to AI-supported reflective practice. She pioneered intra-formal learning, which bridges formal classroom teaching with the authentic, self-directed language use, which learners are already doing in their own lives. That work is now cited internationally. Her students call her classes safe, human, and transformational. One student said, "I took the skills from that paper and used them everywhere else in my study." Her mahi proves that language learning is not just grammar, it's identity, confidence, and belonging. Please join me in congratulating Associate Professor Antonie Elm.
Mesdames et messieurs, meine Damen und Herren, Senhoras und Senhores, tēnā koutou katoa. E te whānau o aku Aotearoa, Te Whatu Kairangi, tēnā koutou. Inai kai ako, inai ko mahi, tēnā koutou. Nōko te honore ki te whiwhi I te tohu Te Whatu Kairangi. They say languages take you places, but I've never thought to be ending up here on the stage of this award. Thank you. Thank you, Whatu Kairangi, for this recognition. You've done very well sending it to me on the day of my birthday. Thank you very much, great timing. And thank you for the University of Otago, who gave me free rein over my decades of quite often unconventional teaching. Thank you to the students who came along with me to discover YouTube, to upload their soap operas in German, to meet mysterious native speakers, virtual exchanges, to explore the world of AI when the university was still exploring policy, or simply joining me on some Spaziergänge or promenade around campus to be in our own language bubble. My deepest thanks go to my husband, Lee. I love you. My rock, who believes in me like no one else. My daughter Juliette, my companion in this multilingual journey, je t'aime. And to my son Lucas, who communicates in his own way and is really a champion of celebration. He pukara mau e Lucas. No reira, koe nui te koa te kuka naku. Tēnā koutou katoa.
Our next recipient of the Te Whatu Kairangi General Individual Award is Dr. Nasser Giacaman from Waipapa Taumatarau, University of Auckland. Please give him a round of applause. Dr. Nasser Giacaman teaches software engineering. He greets his students not as students but as developers, setting professional expectations from day one and pairing that with genuine pastoral care. He has created multiple innovations at scale: active classroom programmer, grade style for rapid formative feedback, and CoThinker, an AI-supported reflective learning tool co-designed with his students. These tools make complex concepts human, accessible and immediate, even in classes of 300 plus. His learners say that they feel pushed to excellence but never left alone. Please congratulate Dr. Nasser Giacaman on receiving Te Whatu Kairangi Individual Award.
Tēnā koutou katoa. Ahlan wa sahlan. Salam. I wanted to share these words to extend the hospitality of Ako Aotearoa with the warmth of my culture. Didn't have that in the script, did we? In Arabic, ahlan means family, sahlan means easy. So ahlan wa sahlan, you are among family, so feel free, feel at ease. And of course, salam, peace. These are the greetings of where I was born, Bethlehem, Palestine. And I wear the keffiyeh not only to represent where I'm from, but to acknowledge the journey and sacrifice that my mum and dad made over 35 years ago, coming here in search of a better life for their 5 young children. So Mama and Baba, love you very much. And of course, my wife, who herself 10 years ago took the plunge and came over here and has called New Zealand her home. Thank you for your love, your care, your patience and laughter. It means everything to me. And of course, you've met my son, the smallest yet loudest person in the room. Absolute joy and greatest joy. Extend to my brothers and sisters as well, being the youngest of 5, that have helped me, shaped me every part of my journey. And of course, their family, my nephews and nieces, and my brothers-in-laws, you've all been awesome. I'm very fortunate that I've got a very supportive group of colleagues at the university over these years. And of course, my students, the reason that I just absolutely love what I do, truly inspiring talent that they have. Finally, biggest thank you to Aotearoa, not only for what you've done here today, but I've been part of the Aotearoa, I've been involved and known about you for over 8 years. And you've supported not only me, but the wider tertiary community. Even the students that don't know you or even have heard of you, they've felt your impact over the years through the teachers that you've supported. So thank you so much. No matter the next phase of your journey to the Aotearoa community and whanau, I wish you all the best. Kia ora, salam, thank you.
Thank you. I can see that your boy was very proud to see his Baba up on the screen. Baba's on TV. Our third and final General Individual Award goes to Richard Hope from Ara Institute of Canterbury. Richard teaches automotive trades and he treats access as a right, not a privilege. Many of his learners come from schooling experiences that did not serve them. Richard responds by redesigning assessment, language, and even his own skill set. He learned New Zealand Sign Language to teach deaf learners. He translated 46 assessments into te reo Māori so that tauira could be assessed in their first language. He built a professional conversation assessment model so knowledge could be recognised even when writing was a barrier. Completion and employment outcomes are outstanding, 100% completion over recent cohorts, with most moving straight into industry. Richard exemplifies what assessment design and equity look like in action. Please join me in congratulating Richard Hope on being awarded the Te Whatu Kairangi Individual Award.
Thank you very much. That's certainly a very flattering description. As I alluded to before, for me it's just my job, and albeit a job I really, really enjoy doing. I've just prepared a very short little speech here for you, so I'll take that now. Tēnā koutou katoa. I oria te tuatara ka puta ki waho. A problem is solved by persisting to find solutions. This is what I live for in my job at Ara Institute of Canterbury, and it's gratifying to be recognised for something I'm passionate about. I thank Ara for encouraging me to achieve my goals and facilitating my development in my teaching journey. I extend my thanks to Aotearoa for the opportunity to self-reflect in a transformational way through the nomination process. Doing a deep dive into one's own practice is revealing in many ways. I'm merely a representative of educators already practicing this quality teaching at trades campuses across the motu, and without their collegial support and acknowledgement, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have come this far if I hadn't the support and guidance of my wife and whānau, who are able to apply a temper to some of my more harebrained ideas and remind me to leave work at work. Above all, I recognise the diverse ākonga with whom I've had the privilege of supporting in my role. The courage, resilience and persistence of these young people to overcome their individual challenges and access education is both humbling to me and encouraging for the future. The nomination process afforded me the opportunity to reconnect with my tauira and see where the journeys have taken them. Their enthusiasm to endorse me for this award was personally and professionally flattering. Ngā mihi e hoa mā. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa.
Okay, folks, we've got a couple more things to do. Our next award is the General Group Awards. We are going to congratulate Te Atakura Team from UCO. We have John Bailey, we have Erin Lincoln, Chanel Kiriona, Tim Seaholm, Shirley Spencer Most, and Mere Rob, and Lynette Van Hutton. Our General Group Award acknowledges achievement in diversity, inclusion, and improved outcomes for ākonga Māori. We have 3 winners in this category, and this is our first winner. The first group award goes to this team, which is a kaupapa developed at UCOL to transform teaching practice so that ākonga Māori are not just present, but that they thrive. The team works alongside kaiako one-on-one in classrooms, online, across campuses, coaching in real time. Through relational pedagogy, culturally grounded observation, and honest reflective dialogue, they help lecturers grow practice that is mana enhancing, relevant, and responsive. Staff say, there is no doubt in my mind that Te Atakura has made me a better teacher. The result, stronger retention, higher completion, and safer learning spaces for Māori learners. This is what systemic shift looks like. Please congratulate them once again, the Te Atakura Team.
Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Ko John Bailey toko ingoa, he ka ako mote atakura ahau, e te pai mā tauranga ki te ao. Nō ranana ahau, ingarei nō papaoia ahau, e noho ana. On behalf of the Te Atakura team, I would like to thank Aotearoa for honouring us with the Te Whatu Kairangi Group Award. We are truly humbled to have our mahi recognised through such a prestigious award. We also want to acknowledge all of the educators within Aotearoa for the incredible contribution you make to building educational capability across the tertiary sector. We deeply value the friendships we have formed and appreciate the ongoing support you continue to give the Te Atakura programme. I would also like to acknowledge all the Te Atakura coaches who have contributed to our success since our inception in 2013. E hara taku toa, e te toa takatahi, engare, he toa takatini. Success is not the work of one, but the work of many. This whakatauki beautifully captures the essence of Te Atakura and the way we operate as a collective. Nā reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa.
We're doing a half and half because that's how we all roll. Ko Shirley tōku ingoa, he uri ahau no Te Aotearoa. Kia ora whānau. He pātai tēnei, what is success? Is it an award, a trophy, a title? Or is it the laughter in a hui where ideas flew faster than we could write them down? Is it the shared we did it look? Oh, I just lost my plot. As usual, when kaiko have achieved something, is it the helping someone to believe in their ākonga as they may have never have heard that before within their education? Or is it the quiet courage to keep showing up even when the winds of change blow hard? Our team is so honoured to receive this award, recognising the impact we've made across our institute. We are unique in the way that we haidinga alongside kaikoa as education coaches. This is a moment of pride, and if I'm honest, a touch of mamai too, because behind this award is a ropu toa, a team of seven passionate, creative, slightly chaotic humans who believe deeply in what we were doing and put their all into their everyday, carving out a legacy and a narrowing parity gap together. As many may know, or you may not know, our mahi has been restructured and only 2 of us remain. But the kaupapa, te mahi manawa continues. Success, I've learnt, isn't about who's left standing at the end, it's about the legacy of relationships, the seeds planted in others and within ourselves as we continue to grow, and the aroha that refuses to disappear. To my team, ngā mihi nui kia koutou katoa, you've made the work joyful, meaningful, fun and unforgettable. To those still walking alongside, kia kaha, kia maia, kia manawa nui, and to everyone doing this work within education, may we never lose sight of why we started, and may we long continue to fight for who we are there for, our ākonga, and in particular for us, in our mahi, our ākonga Māori, Indigenous and marginalised, through when we know we are relationships-led and underpinned by pedagogical knowledge and values aligned, there lies the measurements of success for all. Our work demonstrates this impact every day. Kaikoa are supported to engage deeply and meaningful with ākonga show increased confidence and engagement and achievement, and the Institute reflects mana, respect and belonging. We are living proof that when education honours Māori knowledge and values, success is not just possible, it is inevitable. After all, success isn't just about surviving the storm, just like our tipuna before us. It's about teaching others how to kanikani in the rain. Kia ora, everybody. Thank you so much. Hiki wairua, hiki tangata, mana ki tanga, mana motu hake, whakapinga tanga, wananga. Ako kotakitanga, hiki wairua, hiki tangata. Koe nei ngā mea e hapaitia, I ngā tauira, I ngā kai ako o te pai, mātauranga.
Fantastic. Our second group in the general group awards goes to, and please welcome, Chloe Humphreys and Juliane Tautz. They are the Bachelor of Culinary Arts from Otago Polytechnic Food Design Institute. So they have been actively transforming workplace well-being and leadership in Aotearoa's culinary sector. Chloe Humphreys and Juliane Tautz looked into the kitchen and said, we can do better than toxic culture. They teach chefs, head chefs, mentors and industry leaders, many already working full-time through distance delivery and assessment of prior learning. They focus on hauora, leadership, sustainable workload design and emotionally safe kitchens. You're welcome to come home to our place when you're finished. Yeah, it's emotionally very unsafe in our kitchen, I can assure you. Got tangata whenua cooking my meals at the moment. Their program has a 100% success rate, including Māori, Pacific and neurodiverse learners. Former students say that the values they were taught continue to shape how they lead people, not just how they plate food. This is a culture change, one kitchen at a time. Please welcome Chloe and Juliane.
Oh, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. First of all, thank you so much to Aotearoa, Ako Aotearoa. It is an amazing privilege to be here today. alongside so many incredible educators, and we've had many conversations about not quite feeling worthy to be here today. Starting to get used to owning it a little bit, but still a little bit uncomfortable. Firstly, I want to acknowledge our wider team, in particular our head of school, Adrian Woodhouse. The values that we champion and the positive impact that we're seeing across our industry are very much grounded in his vision and his leadership, so thank you, Adrian. Our work is also anchored in the collective thinking of the Bachelor of Culinary Arts team, a group whose ākonga-centred approach, flexibility and courage to challenge convention continually remind us what transformative education looks like in practice. I also want to thank our ākonga and the industry voices who are challenging established modes of practice to build a more caring and resilient future. It is through their courage, reflection and willingness to reimagine how we care for ourselves and one another that genuine transformation is occurring. And of course, I'd like to thank my whānau who sustain my own hauora, my beautiful daughters India and Flora, who bring me endless joy, my partner David, who keeps me grounded and very much reminds me that hauora, I need to look after myself before anybody else. My father, Dad, Clive, who's here, who's kind of paved the way in the tertiary teaching space and has inspired me through his leadership and teaching practice. Lastly, to the fabulous Jules, of course, who cares so deeply and somehow manages to keep me organised, occasionally even ahead of time. Manaakitaka, relationships and responsiveness are the values that define our practice, and they would allow us to respond with care, purpose and sometimes courage to the needs of our ākonga and communities. These qualities are particularly precious in times of change, when the pressures of efficiency and outcomes can so easily overshadow empathy, curiosity and deep learning. To continue to nurture the hauora of our ākonga, our communities, ourselves and our education system, we must hold fast to these values and keep people at the centre of all that we do. Ka mihi nui.
Tēnā koutou katoa, promise I'll keep it short. Before I say anything else, I actually want to thank my partner Dylan, who navigates my awesome, stern German manners with endless patience. You keep me really grounded and you tell me how it is. And you've been the constant that I need, especially through some recent challenging times. Thank you to Chloe. What a ride this has been. I love our constant pursuit to always improve everything. And yes, somehow we're very different, but we do complement each other. In reality, this award actually belongs not just to me and Chloe, it belongs to the entire Food Design Institute team, my lovely colleagues, all the lecturers, the technicians and the administrative staff. We work so collaboratively on everything that this recognition is as much theirs as it is ours. And Adrian, thank you for giving us courage. Thank you for letting us push boundaries to question the status quo, to imagine what education could be rather than accepting what it always has been. As we navigate this period of significant change in the tertiary sector, I want to remind us all of something very fundamental. Our students are not line items in a budget. They're people with dreams, potential, and futures that we all help shape. That is why Chloe and I are standing here today, because we made hauora and our learners our priority. And now our ākonga are changing the cultures in their workplaces to make well-being the norm. The true measure of our sector's success will never be found in financial reports. It will be found in the graduates who go on to make a difference, in the lives changed through learning, and in our unwavering commitment to student hauora above else. Congratulations to all the awardees today. It's a real honour to stand beside you today.
Let's ensure that in all of this change, we continue to make our learners the centre of everything that we do. Ngā mihi.
Beautiful, thank you. Congratulations once again, you too. Our final group in the general group is the New Zealand Sign Language Team. Give them a big rousing applause. From the Auckland University of Technology, I just call forward Dr. George Major, Susie Evans, Rachel Kopach, Pascal Marceau, Rebecca Guy, Dr. Agnes Tarashka, and Melissa Simkaritz. Please come forward. Our final and in this general section, they celebrate partnership, allyship, and culturally grounded collaboration. The New Zealand Sign Language Team at AUT is a deaf hearing partnership teaching NZSL Deaf Studies and NZSL English Interpreting, the only university majors of their kind in Aotearoa. Their classrooms are immersive from day one. Hearing students enter a deaf-led space and learn to relate with respect. The team works alongside the deaf community, Turi Māori, deaf refugees, and Ruaumoko Marae, Aotearoa's only deaf marae. Their purpose is to grow interpreters and allies who are linguistically competent, culturally safe, and accountable to the community. One student said, "I want to become trilingual and reconnect with my Māori heritage." That's an impact that echoes across generations. Please congratulate the New Zealand Sign Language Team from Auckland University of Technology.
Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. It is a true honour to accept the Te Whatu Kairangi General Group Award on behalf of the NZSL teaching team at AUT. We extend our deep thanks to Aotearoa for this recognition and to the Minister for Vocational Education, Honourable Penny Simmonds. AUT is very proud to be the only university in Aotearoa offering majors in NZSL, English, Interpreting and Deaf Studies. Our strength lies in our deaf hearing teaching partnership, collaboration with the deaf community at the heart of all we do. Our students don't just learn NZSL in class, they learn through the deaf community and through those lived experiences and engagement with going through placements, having cultural experience. So NZSL is a living experience through engaging and having conversations with deaf people and those exposure to deaf stories that are real. Our NZSL program began in 1992. That was long before New Zealand Sign Language became an official language in 2006. Some of you may know the interpreter program was established by David and Rachel McKee. Recently, David was awarded the New Zealand Order of Merit during the King's birthday weekend. There was a wonderful recognition of his lifelong contribution. Over decades, many dedicated colleagues many of our colleagues have been involved, collaborating and teaching and being involved, including Lynette Pavick, Penny Went and others who were committed to the ongoing profession and to our program. I want to acknowledge AUT and their leadership for supporting us in the value of diversity. I want to thank our Vice-Chancellor, Professor Damon Salisa, and also the head of school, Nikki Trivilovich, and also the deputy head of school, Stephanie Russo. So your support and your encouragement and your advocating for us to have that and have deaf leadership has been really much appreciated. So finally, this award belongs to our deaf community, the people who have shaped and sustained our work from the beginning, and also our Turi Māori community, our interpreters, deaf organisations throughout Aotearoa. All of those have been along with us throughout this journey and worked together. And also want to thank our Turi Māori kaumātua, Whiti Ronaki. We accept this award for them, for our community, for our students, and for NZSL as a living, thriving language of Aotearoa. Ngā mihi nui.
The way she just engages with the class is like she puts all her focus on you when you ask her a question, and she's just very involved. She's an amazing mentor and an amazing teacher, and I'm very lucky to have her as both.
He's very charismatic. He's also very relatable. You know, he just has this welcoming presence about him.
With a sense of humour, like, it brings out everything. He jokes around and stuff, and I think that definitely makes the environment a lot less stressful, less serious, you know, just more relaxed. You get to know him, he gets to know you, and you can relate things into the outer world.
The first time you step into his class, you can really feel his passion. And it's not just for software engineering, like he's truly passionate about helping students learn and helping them succeed.
She brings her whole world, including her village, her family, her experiences growing up, and makes content relevant to real life. And then that gives permission to students to bring their whole selves into the classroom.
It is what it says it is, you know, so it says it's embedded in kaupapa Māori. Every lecturer that we had embodied that. It's just ignited quite a spark, you know, amongst our people, our whānau.
I roto i auatau I ki te au I aia e whakatinana ana I ngā uara o tō tātou wānanga, I ngā takepu, anō hoki o tō tātou wānanga.
In the classroom, when Mel's talking about inequities, it can be a really challenging subject. People can have a range of different reactions. Some of those can be emotional, and Mel's always there to support us, to awhi us as Māori students in this learning environment, to make sure that we feel safe and that we can contribute as learners.
The way that the program is delivered now is culturally sensitive. I think it's given them way more confidence, and once that sense of belonging has been introduced, they feel way more comfortable.
I think the teaching team is quite special. I think they are here to make you succeed and they all want you to do your best. The flexibility within this course has allowed me to transition into a workplace like Moeata and work under someone like Sam. The care and the development means that I end up leaving, you know, this degree in this course. Personally, I think I'm a whole lot more skilled.
We now come to the highest recognition in tertiary and vocational teaching in Aotearoa. Te tohu kaiako o te tau a te Pirimia, the Prime Minister's Educator of the Year Award. This moment carries deep history since 2014. The korowai Rauaroha, which is the name of the korowai there, was woven by master weaver Veranoa Hetet of Te Aotearoa, and it took her 6 months to weave. It has been placed upon the shoulders of each supreme recipient. It is a living symbol of responsibility, excellence, and service to our learners and our communities. We will now hear a recorded announcement from the Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Christopher Luxon, naming Aotearoa's 2025 Prime Minister's Educator of the Year Award.
Ka nui te mihi kia koutou, kia ora everybody. It is great to be with you, even if it is by video, for the 2025 Aotearoa Tertiary Educator Te Whatu Kairangi Awards. These awards are a special celebration of the people who make such a powerful difference in the lives of learners all across New Zealand. Our educators don't just teach, they inspire, they remove barriers and they help people discover what they're truly capable of. Each year, one educator is selected as the Prime Minister's Educator of the Year, representing the very best of tertiary teaching in New Zealand. And I'm absolutely delighted to announce that the 2025 recipient is Richard Hope, a senior academic in automotive trades at Ada Institute of Canberra. Richard has been recognised for his outstanding leadership in creating inclusive and effective learning environments for Māori learners, Pacifica learners, neurodiverse learners and those with disabilities. And he's known for identifying learning barriers and developing creative ways to overcome them, from learning te reo and New Zealand Sign Language to designing new teaching resources and assessment methods. His dedication has delivered extraordinary outcomes, including pass rates rising to 100% over the past 3 years for the New Zealand Certificate of Automotive Engineering. So Richard, congratulations, and can I say thank you for the passion, thank you for your empathy and the innovation that you bring to your work each and every day. And to all of this year's finalists and educators, thank you for the incredible contribution you make to our learners, our communities, and of course to our country's great future.
Kia ora koutou. This is a big shock. I truly don't feel deserving for something like this. I guess the kumara never boasts of its sweetness, and I'm not normally one to partake of that. However, I feel truly honoured, and I'm sure there must have been some debate within the judging panel about who is most deserving, or whether it should be shared, or what. And I have to say that whilst I might be here wearing this, I think we are all deserving of part of this honour, particularly the awardees and the tertiary community that support everyone. Kia ora, thank you very much for this, and I'm truly humbled. Thank you.
Well, that was fantastic, wasn't it? I think we should change your name from Hope to Hope. Yeah, just to get in the groove. All my life, my name's been Pale when it should really be Pale, so you're the opposite. Yeah, take stock of that. Look, folks, congratulations to everyone today. I've been given the little wrap-up thing before we break away, but it made me think too about how we've honoured our awardees today, those who teach, those who lift, those who advocate, those who translate, those who fight, those who comfort, those who redesign, and those who disrupt. We've seen that real teaching is not neutral. It's love plus courage. I remember a Samoan proverb that continues to be, for me, the foundation for why we're in education. And it goes something like this. Tau meina o pua ula, au meina o aunga o aute, se I meina o muia a ola au e osi e le taulanga. Which means we continue to bring the most beautiful of hibiscus to our teaching and learning. We continue to bring the most beautiful of frangipani to our teaching and learning. We continue to bring our young palm frond, and together we give sacrifice to our gods. And I say that because we were supposed to celebrate today, not feel sorry for ourselves, but as I think about the work of Ako Aotearoa and the recipients of many years, it wouldn't be right for me as a senior leader in education for Pacifica to just say it was a really good afternoon. There's blood, there's sweat, there's tears, there's whakapapa, there's genealogies, and there's all sorts of cultures involved in the work that we do. And if you can go home today and meet those people on the street and tell them education changes when people like us get together like this, then we've done a good job today.
Aye.
If we can go home and say that the game changers of education were in this room today, the policies of our future were in this room today, then we've done a good job of education in the many years that we've journeyed here in Aotearoa, New Zealand. We've got more to talk about as we round up this afternoon, but because it was left to me to wind up, I thought I'd just leave you with just those thoughts. God bless you as you continue to do the big work ahead. Save me, Saylene, save me.
On behalf of Ako Aotearoa, tēnā rawa atu koutou. Thank you to all the nominators and institutions, the supporters, the whānau, iwi, hapu communities, Pacific Ainga and workplaces standing behind today's awardees. None of this mahi is done alone or in isolation. So we now invite you all to stand as you're able and join us in our final waiata, he honore, he kororia.
And also, we're going to invite Joe Te Rito, Dr. Joe Te Rito, to close us in Karakia whakakapi and our Karakia kai. Thank you, Joe, and thank you for our lovely waiata. Where's that Alexia? Ka pai you too.
And before we start with the waiata, I'd like you to give a big hand for our MCs, for Pali Sauni and Saylene, Ulberg, Tanielu. But also a big hand for our awardees of the day. You are the heroes of the day. Ho mai te piki paki paki. You are the heroes. Tēnō, tēnā rā tātou katoa. A koe tai ki te wā e mutu ai a tātou mahi, nā re mihi ana kia tātou katoa. Mai runga, mai raro. Mai ngā taha katoa, tēnā rā tātou katoa. Kia waiata tātou ni, Alexia. He honore, he kororia.
Te honore, te kororia, mga rongo ki te whenua, whakaro, pai e, ki ngā tangata katoa, ake ake, ake ake, ake ake, amine. Te atu, te piringa, tōku oranga, tōku oranga. Let's sing it again. He honore, he kororia, he kororia. Maunga rongo, peace across the land. Whakaro pai, whakaro pai. Ki ngā tangata katoa, ake ake, ake ake, ake ake, amine. Te atua, te atu, te piringa, tōku oranga, tōku oranga, tōku oranga, tōku oranga. He wahanga o te waiata arawiri. Whakamoemititia a ihoa. Whakamoemititia te atua i tōna wāhi tapu. Whakamoemititia ia i te kikorangi o tōna kaha. Whakamoemititia ia mo āna mahi nunui. Kia rite ki te hira o tōna nui, te whakamoemiti ki aia. Nā reira, nā te atua tātou i arahi pai mai i tēnei rangi. Māna anō o tātou katoa e arahi pai e kia tai pai a te tātou ki o tātou wā kāinga. Nā reira, kororia ki tōna ingoa tapu. Āmine. Kia ora rā tātou. Koe no, he whakapai kai, nā reira, tēnei anō ka tonu atu ki a koe te wāhi ngaro, kia whakapaingia mata kai, ngā paramanawa ko ka horaina mai nei i mui tō mātou aro a koa ki nei te ariki kororia ki tō ingoa tapu. Āmine. Kia ora tātou. Ho mai.